Lazy people don't know how to start. Weak people don't know how to finish. Successful people don't know how to stop. People demand success, but refuse to work weekends. People want opportunity, but won't talk to strangers. People claim ambition, but sleep in every day. We are the result of our actions, not our aspirations.
I think once you've actually learned how to really try one thing for an extended period of time, every single day, and taken all of your discretionary effort and your money and your time and your resources and put it towards just doing that thing, number one, you realize how few things you can really do well because of the amount of time that it takes. The second thing is you realize how easy it is to beat everyone else because of how few of them actually do that. And that learning how to try becomes a generalizable skill across domains. So when you do learn how to play the saxophone, and if you want to pick up tennis, you think about how many sessions you did to fix your fingers and play a more advanced thing over and over again. And then when you realize that the domains are similar in terms of skill achievement, you're like, oh, this is the same thing. And then when you go like, oh, I need to make content now, it's like, oh, it's the same as hitting 500 forehands and 500 backhands, and I make 500 tweets and 400 posts. And if I do it for an extended period of time and I take the feedback and I don't stop, I'll probably beat most people.
You also get to see if I am focused on playing the saxophone and becoming the best saxophone player that I can be, but I also want to be kind of good at tennis. So the better that I get at playing the saxophone, the more repetitions it takes for me to become even one increment better. And in order for me to become even remotely in the same fucking universe in tennis, how long is that going to take? And I need to work really, really hard. It's like when you play a computer game, right? You're playing some fucking RPG, and the first few levels, it's just noob gains all the way. Fucking leveling up every time you turn it on. And then people are grinding and grinding and grinding to get from level 94 to 95 to 96. You go, well, all of the gains accrue to the people at the top. And if you've invested all of this time into this thing, you are getting per unit of effort way more back than you ever were in the beginning. The difference is that you no longer feel the progress quite so much. So we have this odd issue that willpower at the end can sometimes wane, but the returns are at their highest, and the progress per unit of time put in is at its lowest. And the inverse happens when we start something. And this is why when people get to the top of a thing, plus motivation, which is maybe just like a tiredness with the pursuit of a thing and a desire for novelty generally, which is maybe a little bit of different. But this is why people get to a thing and then this thing's tangential to that. Maybe I'm going to start. I've been learning to play the saxophone for a long time. I learned to DJ. DJing's kind of the same. Just go, but you're starting again at this thing in the beginning. And maybe it can augment in a different way. Is it as close as I know lots about training, so I'm going to learn about diet? Or is it I know lots about lifting weights, so I'm going to learn about playing tennis? And some things augment and enrich, and other things detract and take away.
I think the better you get at one thing, at least for me, the less it's made me want to do other things because I know what's going to take to do them.
Get to this same level.
And then I think, well, if let's say I'm a 9 out of 10 at saxophone and I would like to be a 9 out of 10 at tennis, I know how much work it would
get to this same level.
And then I think, well, if let's say I'm a 9 out of 10 at saxophone and I would like to be a 9 out of 10 at tennis, I know how much work it would take to be a 9 out of 10 at tennis. And then I just wonder to myself, if I took all of that and put it right back in the 9 out of 10 that I'm at saxophone, would I go from being top 100 in the world to number 1 in the world? And then how different would my life be if I was a 9 out of 10 saxophone player and a 9 out of 10 tennis player versus a 10 out of 10 sax player? And which life would I prefer? And I have tended to be a maximizer in my whole life. And so like, I'm probably pretty my die is relatively cast in this perspective in terms of like, I'll be doing business for the rest of my life. It's the only game that I really enjoy that I spend all my time on. But I recently have had a really strong consideration that you and I talked about, which is I've been really strongly considering devoting myself to taking meditation as a practice seriously. And the reason for that is because the literature on basically the standard deviation improvement in subjective well-being, basically how happy people are, of Buddhist monks who have meditated for like 40,000 plus hours is like 3 to 4 standard deviations above the norm, like monstrous. So to put context here, 1 standard deviation would take you from like 50% to like 84% in terms of like general population. If you're 2 standard deviations, you're at 99. That's 2, 3 and 4. And so what's interesting is that like a year of meditation gets you that first chunk.
At an hour a day?
I was looking at 4 hours a day, but I'm aggressive. And so, but the thing is that in looking at this, it was basically like in order to replicate those outcomes, it takes about 4 hours a day. Now, if you do an hour a day for a decade, you're going to get probably 1, maybe 1.5, depending on who you are, whatever. And so I, being a maximizer, was like, well, okay, let's start with spending $20 million on the house. Like, okay, if I spent all of my time that's available to doing this thing, would it be worth it? And the thing that's been troubling me is that the answer is yes. And so this is something that it's like, I know what it looks like for me to go work really hard at something. And I've just been like, I've been teetering at the edge of this, being like, okay, am I really going to do this? And so everyone's getting this as a snapshot of where I'm currently at right now, thinking through this, because the single greatest skill that you can develop is being in a great mood in the absence of things to be in a great mood about.